how I've made my strombolis or my calzones. In the past, I used this pre-made pizza crust and then I cut it in half to make 2 strombolis or calzones out of 1 roll. So I use 2 rolls for my family. We stuff ours, I'm stuffing mine with like a deluxe pizza, so green peppers, onions, and mushrooms, pepperoni, and I made a whole pound of ground Italian sausage, and then mozzarella cheese is what we shove in ours. So this is what it looks like when it comes out of your roll. I'm gonna cut mine in half. These are for my kids, so we'll do some pepperoni. I usually leave the kids pretty plain. That's kind of how they like it, so I'll make one with the works on it, that just being meat and cheese, and the other one I'll make just cheese in case we have a picky eater or something. And cheese, and then I just I slit the top once I fold it over just so it can vent. I throw it in the oven for however long it says on the package, and then when it comes out, I put butter on top and parsley, and it just makes it like super delicious. You could also add like Parmesan cheese on top, or garlic if you wanted to. Garlic salt would probably be really good. Here are mine and Joe's. This one's mine, this one is my husband's. I just took my stick of butter here, rubbed them on top, sprinkled over parsley. Totally optional. Like I said, you don't have to do that. You could even do garlic salt or just garlic powder, whatever kind of is your jam. I already pulled the kids out, and I'm just going to kind of put all the layers of deliciousness in there. Be a little bit of a better picture for you. This one's mine, so you can see all the onions and the peppers, mushrooms in there, pepperoni, and that ground Italian sausage. That's what I typically stuff mine with. You could even do Canadian bacon, ham chunks, lunch meat if you were like on a super budget, or like I said, if you didn't want to do any meat at all, you could totally just do vegetables and cheese. And we dip ours in marinara sauce. This is also a really good budget item. This is like 80 cents from Aldi, and I literally just heat it up just like that. And all in all, this meal probably cost to feed my family like $6, give or take, depending of course how much meat we're shoving in these, of course, and what kind of meat also plays a factor in the overall cost. This is also the meat we have left over from the Italian sausage. It doesn't look like a lot, but that's definitely enough to mix in with some ground beef and put in a pasta dish later this week. I have this orange chicken in the oven right now. We get these from Aldi. They're like $5 a pack, which is definitely more expensive than if I were to just like make it myself, but they're so convenient. We love these. They're so easy. Joe has school at home tonight, like on the computer, like a Zoom class. I need something that's easy and quick and very minimal cleanup. This is the rice I'm going to be using, and then I chopped up what I had left of my whole head of broccoli, my whole head of cauliflower, which wasn't a lot, but it'll be enough for us because my husband's not going to eat any of the vegetables. He'll just eat the rice. And the orange chicken, I also have done these with green beans. That's really good. Sometimes I get those little frozen bags of like fried rice and stuff, and we'll do like a whole at-home like fake Chinese buffet. We got the egg rolls or the spring rolls. I just didn't get those this time. I just didn't have room for it in my budget this month. This is what the little orange chicken sauce packet looks like. You cook the chicken, you throw the chicken on a sheet pan, throw it in the oven for 15-20 minutes, and then right before it's done, you drizzle this over the top and basically cook it till it's warm. So really simple, low maintenance dinner, and it'll be easy to clean up because Joe's Zoom class doesn't end until 8:30, and I don't want to spend an hour cleaning up dinner because our computer's right there. So I'm not gonna be behind him trying to clean up the kitchen and stuff and wrangle kids. I try to just keep everybody tucked away until after his Zoom class is done. So I love these convenience dinners for nights like this. Same with like hamburger helpers, just those like one pot meals. Those are a lifesaver. This is my plate with the orange chicken, my rice is underneath, and then my steamed broccoli and cauliflower. And I will just like mix it. I just mix this all together and kind of eat it like that. My husband actually eats these with chopsticks. This is our convenience dinner of the evening. The kids love this dinner. Right, London, you like this one? Well, this night we had spaghetti. All I did here was take 1 pound of ground Italian sausage, 1 jar of spaghetti sauce, and then a big quart-sized jar of tomatoes that I had canned from the garden earlier last summer. Dump that all in a pot, let that simmer with olive oil, onions, and some fresh mushrooms I had because they needed to be used up. And we just poured that sauce over spaghetti noodles, and then I had some Texas toast that we like to just put butter on, and then a handful of mozzarella cheese and throw it in the oven and kind of let it get all melty and make our own Texas garlic toast. So for dinner, you guys saw me make spaghetti with our sauce here. I have a ton left over. My husband ate this for lunch today as well at work. So today I'm going to show you guys basically how I'm going to take my leftover spaghetti and make it into spaghetti pie. So what you're going to need is a couple eggs, Parmesan cheese, sour cream, cheese of your choice. I typically use Colby Jack blend, but I forgot to take it out of my freezer, but I've got mozzarella, so that'll work. And you're also going to need about 1 pound of butter. This is my 9 by 13 pan, 3 eggs, and cracked them in here and whisk them in. Adding in my melted butter. And now I'm going to take a bunch of this Parmesan cheese and we're going to whisk this all. This to be really thick, a lot of Parmesan cheese. So I'm going to take our leftover noodles here. Add them in here. I took off my rings. I would suggest you do the same. We're gonna coat these in, and this is gonna be like the crust of our spaghetti pie. I'd say this is about 1 pound of pasta that I have left over. Maybe a little more, maybe a little less. Okay, so now what you're going to do is you're gonna need about 16 ounces of sour cream. Otherwise, at Walmart, they do sell like those mini tubs of sour cream that are 16 ounces. You'd need a whole one of those. Or you can just eyeball it, kind of like I'm doing here. A little more, a little less, just depending on your preference. But this is how I keep my grocery budget really low. Make sure that we use up our leftovers, and if we aren't going to eat them, I'll freeze it if we have leftovers, even if it's just a little, because it'll be enough to like pull out, and me and the kids can eat it when Joe's off at school or something, or if he's like working over the weekend, we'll pull it out for lunch if it's just us, or even during the week, honestly. So stuff never really gets thrown away. In a layer of sour cream, you're gonna take some of your pasta sauce here. If you're making this from straight scratch, you just need 1 case of mild ground Italian sausage, and then like 1 jar spaghetti sauce. But this is my leftover sauce from last night. So now I'm gonna top the whole thing with cheese. You can do your cheese of choice. Like I said, I'm gonna do mozzarella because that's just happens to be what I have. Normally I do Colby Jack, however. And now this is just personal preference. I'm gonna give it a good topping of some more Parmesan. You like my Christmas pajamas? It's a lazy Sunday here. So we're eating leftovers and spent the day making cookies and hanging out, and we're currently watching Shrek. So it was a Christmas jammy kind of day. This is what it looks like when it comes out of the oven. It's basically like a baked spaghetti. I mean, that's what it is. Our plates, we're eating green beans with it and some rolls that are left over from breakfast. Some of these just canned biscuits. So pretty simple dinner.